Welcome back. Before we went to break, we've been sitting here talking with Brother Akmos Reamun about who's who on the planet Earth. And before we went to break, we were talking about the root seeds and different characteristics of each.
Right.
I also want you to elaborate a little bit about the Hindus, because I don't think our viewers probably are aware of their origin.
Right.
And then from there, you can go into religion and race, because that's important as well.
Okay. So we can...
Hindu. Go ahead with Hindu. I'm sorry.
Right.
All right. Okay. That's the first one, the Caucasoid, because I know we talked about different origins and stuff, and you had different gravitations. You can also find that in the books of Leviticus, chapter 13, and talks about, you know, the skin disease, leprosy, leploma. Leviticus chapter 14, verse 1 talks about when I send you into the house of Canaan that I give you for a possession, and I put a curse of leprosy in the house of that possession. So that was just dealing with that particular skin disease, etc. Right. But as far as the Hindus have a culture all their own, and they are also visitors here. They are what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad again was describing as the Asiatic black man. That was a part of the Yaqub graftation that created your halabium or your frugal rod, which was also a Caucasoid that was pre-Canaan.
Okay.
So you're dealing with Canaan. That's a particular Caucasoid, and his name was Lebanon, which meant milky white, and Canaan meant lowlander.
Okay.
Okay. So when you deal with a different Caucasoid that was 8,400 years before that, you see what I'm saying? 8,400 years ago, that was dealing with a graftation that took place on the Isles of Patmos.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And basically, the Hindus came and they set up in the Orient, which we call Asia, because our land stopped at the Persian Gulf, and at the other part of the land, we looked at upon Ra coming over the east, and we call it Orient, where the sun rises.
Right.
That is your Asiatic black man, your straight-haired Hindu, who talks about his own heaven called Nirvana. Nirvana, and I forget this particular constellation. I think it's Canaan's Major, and it's near Orion. Okay, but they had to defect. They had to defect from their planet because of wars that was taking place. This is written in their books called the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita, and they have their own. What do you call it? Their own right, and one of it is based off of desire. A lot of them do a lot of disagreeable things, and they were the ones who mixed in with the Russians and became the Ottoman Empire and invaded Islam in its pristine purity. And that's what those are the people who you see over there today, the pale Pakistanis, etc. They are the descendants of the Hindus, and they brought in their type of lifestyle. As far as that Krishna, etc., that has a tie-in with Christianity, because Hinduism is also one of the oldest religions, and their script, Sanskrit, is also the oldest, one of the oldest. It ties into Zakar, or Adam, the Adam that the Christians are talking about in their Bible, and the Eve, where these people came from two different tribes. And remember that one of the tribes was from the genus Homo, the Ta'ites, the small people, and Adam was from the Kuthites, not Cushites, but Kuthites. And these were, he was a descendant of Hindu avatars, and they were of the remaining tribes that survived the meteor showers of this planet, because this planet has been destroyed and recycled and destroyed, regenesis or whatever, Barashith, the reconstruction, it has gone through that over and over and over for different reasons by beings that sit on high called the Lord, Lord of hosts.
Well, briefly, just because we want to hit on religion and race, because out there right now there is a mini-series, Jesus the mini-series, with a white Jesus. And so we thought it would be important to deal with race and religion, and why is it important, or why are they doing that to our people?
Because the majority of our people do accept that form of Jesus and hold on to that as being their savior. So subconsciously, you look to people of a lower vibratory rate to be your savior, and that's just not sound right reasoning. That's why we're here today. So please clear it up for us.
And that was snuck in with the Nation of Islam with Master Fard Muhammad. That was the same thing, sneaking in a recessive gene to be a progressive, or a recessive gene to be a god over a progressive gene. Can't work.
Haile Selassie, they did the same thing with the Jamaicans. I mean, it's something they do to all of our people. They use that.
So what it gets down to is our people are under a spell. And we've been taught to hate ourselves. Everything, everything about ourselves, we've been taught not to like, been teased about it, whether it was the shape of the peanut head, or the width of the nose, or